I broke the record for the single most veto competition wins in a single summer.
DJ Snowtime is gonna step up. I got ice in my veins.
Falling to the earth like a sack of potatoes.
I am freaking out.
Terrence, I have a poem for you. Roses are red, violets are blue. The only one meeting Julie is gonna be you.
All right, there you go. Big Brother 24, episode 27 is over. But we're just getting started here tonight on Super Mader Brothers podcasting for this Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. A historic night in Big Brother.
Don't even say that.
Michael has broken the record. Janelle's record is shattered, guys. Shattered, and he still can go even further here. I'm Dave Mader, joined with my brother Jeff Mader and co-host Jaemeel Robinson to break this episode down tonight, to talk about this season as we've been doing, and to talk about the events that unfolded here. As Michael, who is the current HOH, goes on to win the classic BB Comics competition and has all the power this week, decides ultimately not to use the veto and keep the target on Terrence for this week as we head into this double eviction tomorrow night. But I had to do it for Sam. He was like, "You got to make that a ticker." And Michael has broken the record. So Sam, for you, it's there. Guys, reactions. Jaemeel, we'll go to you first.
What could you do? What could you do at this point when you're playing against, like, he's just totally dominating? So what can you do at this point? He is one win away from breaking the all-time challenge victory record. He's currently tied right now with Janelle as well, with 9 apiece.
9 apiece for Michael.
Yes.
I wouldn't have called this coming into the season that this would be the guy to come in and be one of the most dominant players.
He's a unique person, though, Dave. Like, when you look at him, he's like this tall, lanky. He actually is really athletic, but he's like sneaky athletic. He's a Mensa whiz.
Very sneaky athletic. I can see it there.
Like he's like 6'3", probably, maybe 4.
Yeah, he's got a very long body. But yes, he's a very athletic guy, and he's also smart as well, and determined. And
also knows the game of Big Brother.
Yeah. Jaemeel,
what can you say? What can you say? The dude is just running through these people. Like, he would also have another veto under his belt if he didn't throw it.
Right. Yeah. He would. And he's like, well, I used to be worried about people seeing me as a threat. But Michael, I think is, and do you feel like his confidence is earned, that he feels like, well, if I just have to win out the rest of the season, then so be it?
I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid targeting Terrence. He should be targeting someone that's good at comps.
Which is what Brittany has been pushing throughout, especially in this episode, right?
She's right.
Jaemeel, devil's advocate for Michael, is targeting Terrence over someone like Turner or Monty the right move for Michael's game this week?
I know his reasons for it, but do I necessarily agree with it? Not really. But he promised Turner that he wouldn't, so he isn't. Monty, he's holding on to the fact that he might need Monty as well, just on the safe side, that they could possibly still work together partly. Terrence, he has reasons, and typically Michael is the type of person who is very eager and cutthroat when he's not HOH, and when he is HOH, he's very hesitant and cautious. And we're
seeing that's what.
But I think this is a mistake. I think this week, Jaemeel, is a mistake for him to be hesitant and cautious. I think he should have put up Monty and Turner, won the veto
from the beginning, or at least when he had all the power here to do whatever he wanted, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really get it, but I get that like Terrence pissed him off that this the rationale he gives in the episode that Terrence is the perfect goat to sit to at the end, right? So therefore, he says it cuts his chances of winning in half. I'm not sure what the mathematical algorithm is on that or how he came to that number, but
what it really does, Dave, is it basically makes Brittany the ultimate goat in the house. If Terrence is gone, Brittany is now. It's Brittany and Alyssa, and Alyssa's going to go soon. We pretty much already know.
Well,
that.
Alyssa's more of a goat than Brittany.
Right, but Brittany has more relationships. Alyssa is a bimbo in the house. I mean, she really is, as far as a game plan.
Well,
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just laughing.
No, she's still hung up on Kyle, guys. Like, I thought they broke up.
I told you they didn't.
We are back together.
On the show, they were broken up.
On the show,
yeah,
they broke up.
But then they had one more ride on that bicycle.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, see you later. So.
Well, like, I don't understand. She wasn't going to have like babies with somebody like this who never fought for her.
Kyle is just praying. He's like, please, God, in the double, please send Alyssa to the jury
House.
He's there. He has chicken bones in a bowl, and he's like, "I'll use anything, even voodoo and witchcraft, for this to pan out."
Every time in the jury segment, it's like, "Who's coming in?" It's gonna be like, "Please, Alyssa, please, Alyssa."
Yeah, and speaking of the jury, we're still without a jury segment for the season. Now that there's 4 jurors, I guess I would imagine we're going to get this tomorrow in the episode tomorrow, but it's a double eviction, so they don't have a lot of time for it either.
Last year, they did a jury segment where the jury saw their BB comics, and so it's disappointing that we didn't get it this time.
Yeah, okay, well, I want to talk about that. Just a question here from Sam. Who do you guys think is going home between Terrence and Alyssa?
Okay, so who's voting? It's going to be Brittany.
4 votes, right?
Monty.
Brittany, Monty, Taylor, and
Turner.
Yeah.
Okay, so who likes Terrence and who likes Alyssa? So Turner likes Alyssa, obviously, right?
Well, he likes both of them. He was supposed to be in that that new alliance with both of them, but I thought he had a better relationship with Terrence, but then Terrence doesn't pick him for the veto tonight, and then in this episode, and then I'm just like, I don't. Terrence is kind of all over the place, and so I think it's probably better for Turner's game to work with Alyssa.
He already is.
Why would you want Terrence left in the game when it's possible that he, wins HOH over you? Possibly, he's a better chance of winning HOH than Alyssa does. In next HOH, which is going to be important.
Well, I guess it's who do you think's the stronger ally for you moving forward? Is it Terrence or Alyssa? If you're Turner specifically,
yeah,
do you want a stronger ally? You already have Monty.
Well, you have Monty, but you can have more than one ally.
You don't want to have too many.
Wow. And that was interesting too, like just with everything in these testimonials tonight in these DR sessions where they're like, I knew it. I knew that, Monty and Turner were working together. I knew it. I knew that there's conspiring to back. I'm like, guys, there's 7 or 8 people in this house, depending what week we're talking about here. And you're all targeting each other. And Michael kind of knows this. I guess they should all know this, but I find these DR sessions incredibly condescending, patronizing, I guess is the right word. Like just redundant. Like it's like I on one hand they're telling me like this is a classic. This is the BB Comics, the comic book competition. On the other hand, you got to explain it to me like in painfully explicit detail, right? So it's just like, give me some goods.
That's the
I was gonna say this at the beginning, but I'll say it now. So this was one of the worst like episodes of Big Brother as far as like things happening. It was so boring. It was a dull. It was a dud.
Yeah,
It's a Michael HOH. It's a Michael HOH.
To the point where we get like a segment in the episode where it's like Turner talking about his, being bisexual and never seen representation. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have this on the show or by any means, but I feel like they could have put this into any episode. And this is the kind of episode where you don't have a lot to show, so you come up with this, right?
Yeah, it was slow. It was just a slow episode.
That's something that you see earlier on in the season, honestly.
Usually you see this when we're trying to get to know these people more, but for a week 9, like it felt a little out of place.
Like, bottom of the barrel. we need to pull out this video. I'm not even sure if it was from this week, honestly.
It just helped that only Monty and Taylor are present for this conversation, so it could in theory be from this week.
They could have standby video from like these people show up in this a brief talk about his sexuality. They have it on
all of a sudden Paloma's there.
Right. Yeah, like I was like, well, that's where you could have put a jury segment potentially, if not that, but maybe they felt it was worthwhile.
But when you're talking about redundant communication and information being provided, that is the language of CBS Big Brother, where everything just needs to be regurgitated every single time. You have to say, oh, members of the leftovers, cue to shot of different leftover members with like bum. They went after the after party people, bum. These people are on the block, bung. Like that's how they present information. I honestly wish that at the beginning of each episode, they're like, here's the people on the block, here's the people who have HOH, here's the veto holder, these are the alliances, and we go. And we just get like a presentation of video. I'm sorry, you missed the intro, you can rewind it. Everyone has DVRs.
They spend like 10 minutes. So-and-so was on the block, and then this happened, and then this happened. I'm like, if you're going to make me sit through all that, then can't you just like assume I know what's going on once we get into the episode itself?
Yeah.
So I found that, sort of thing. Guys, I know we weren't here Sunday to talk about the Zingbot episode, but
sorry,
I didn't. Well, it's in the past, but guys, I didn't think that the Zings were.
We can leave the past in the past. It was a garbage episode. Let's oh, Lord.
Like I didn't think. The Zings were not
terrible, Dave. They weren't even worth reporting on.
They weren't even worth reporting on.
Being useless.
Yeah. The Alyssa one was good.
Alyssa! When I see you, I can't help but think of a heavy winter coat in the desert. Dead weight and completely useless.
No, the only good, Dave, I actually disagree. The only good one was the Britney one. The Britney one was awesome.
Oh, I have the Britney one too.
Britney! I have a song for you! Jeepers Creepers! Where did you get those peepers? No, seriously! Where did you get those crazy eyes?
No, the best part is she has no idea she has crazy eyes.
Yeah, that was pretty much something. There she goes with those eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
on the live feeds, they made a comment about her BB comic, and Turner made a joke about it, and they played zing over the loudspeakers.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, the dunking of Britney still continues.
Oh, what a loser! She gets
Loser!
Yeah, he'll get you. That's okay, guys. And just on just before we get to the BB comics, can we just talk about Terrence's choice here to pick Taylor over Turner, though? Like Taylor's like straight out targeted Terrence in the past, right? Like,
yeah, but like Terrence and Turner are feuding right now, Dave, and that took precedent.
But like, if you're Terrence, like, I get he's not an ally of Taylor's not his ally. Taylor's not going to save him from the block.
I know, but that's the type of player Terrence is. He has no idea what's going on, and he plays kind of like by the cut of his sleeve. Like he's an emotional player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he really doesn't know how the strategy is what's going on. He's not all in the know, really.
Well,
So
Jeff, right.
yeah,
Jeff, he's just getting ready for the second part of the game in the jury. You know, that's where he's going to put his.
That's when his
energy.
game is going to start, Jeff. That's when it's going to start.
that line was ridiculous, but I did like the veiled threat to Michael. I was like, oh shit. You know,
This conversation earlier on, he's like, if I go to jury next, I will be telling them that you suck, Michael, and blah blah blah. I don't know, it depends how much influence you have in a jury, Terrence, and I don't think you're gonna have a ton based on what you did in the game.
And Michael pretty much cut the legs out of that whole thing with his veto speech. So
yeah, so I don't know. I'm wasting my week. Michael wasn't impressed with this, and Michael was only further resolved to target Terrence after this discussion.
Yeah,
which and then Michael, and then we get we okay. Let's talk about the competition itself. The BB Comics. There was a conversation. There was a couple conversations with Brittany, also that I'm kind of skipping over. I don't know if there's Brittany and Terrence talking at one point. And then there's Brittany and Michael talking, and Brittany's basically the narrative of this episode was Brittany doesn't like what Michael's doing. Brittany wants to target a comp threat, not Terrence.
just wait till next episode.
Yeah, she's gonna change that mind. Okay,
No, it's gonna be all Brittany. It's Brittany, bitch. That's what you're gonna just see next episode.
Yeah, guys, let's talk about the competition, the BB Comics. I don't know. I feel like I like comic books, guys, but this competition is I feel like they need to change it up or retire it or something.
run its course.
It's just like something can go from being a classic to becoming incredibly stale. I think in not that much time, and I feel like it has. Do you guys just like seeing like the different characters and the different be brought up here? Is that enough?
If I played the game, I would love to have like my comic.
Oh, they give them the comic for sure. Have to.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I can tell you who loved his comic. DJ Snowtime. He never even thought about this before as a marketing campaign, but in the winter, from now on, it will definitely be.
DJ Snowtime is gonna step up.
So dumb.
His beats are super chill, Jaemeel.
Please, just be gone.
Just stop. Stop.
I feel like this was new this year, where they did like these little intro graphics here with each of the contestants as they came.
Why
through.
not? Why not? I thought that was cute.
That was nice. We can talk about like the different comic books that came up.
I think that's where the real interest is going to be, because the actual competition is the.
All right, let's start with Alyssa, also known as Melissa. She shops till crime drops, guys.
You know what this means? This means
you
don't have a personality, so you're a girl, so you like shopping.
And she says, I don't even like to shop that much. I'm like,
they have no idea who she is. They don't care.
They should have said you have a thing for Kyle and it's unearned. That should have been her power.
She's not a good BB TV character. She's really, really bad.
Right. Yeah. It was like, I think she was like, I'm here to be in a showmance, and once that was gone, whatever. All right. Next, we got Abira, 7% alcohol, 93% ass kicker. This they could have given this to anybody. I think just because, like, what is this? A poker game? I didn't get it.
I guess you.
I don't get that one either.
I don't get that one. We got Brittany is Brit Flea, sort of like an Ant-Man type character, I guess.
They should have made her they should have made her Cyclops.
Why wouldn't they make her like a hypnotherapist or a hypnotizer or something?
Okay, so Turner's burn on her is like Brit Flea is perfect, because when you think about it, what does a flea do? What does a flea do? It grabs onto something and then is carried by it all day long. And it's like Michael's the dog and Brit Flea is
just
is
on the fur. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
amazing. That's a great metaphor. She's not even like a goat to be dragged. She's a flea. Yeah.
hanging on to Michael.
Sam wants to disagree, guys. He thinks we all know you love Alyssa, Sam. We know you got the hots for Alyssa, and he thinks she's a good character, guys. So don't be trashing the Alyssa
You
stands.
are attracted to Alyssa, Sam. There's a difference between that and a good character on the show. On the show,
Sam, you can do better. You can do better. Okay.
Ironically, Alyssa can do better than Kyle.
Every guy with a heartbeat is attracted to like Alyssa. Like it's ridiculous. You know,
She's good looking and everything, but I agree her personality is sort of generic.
Right. Once you start talking to you, you're like, oh.
Your standards are low, though. Your standards are low.
Very low. When it comes to men. Okay, we got Daniel here. Old McDaniel. His killer veggies will make you scream, I know.
Was he a farmer?
I don't think so.
No. And I love Alyssa's like, he wishes he had a body like that. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Alyssa throws in a burn for no reason.
The Brazilian waxer is Indy. She's got big wick energy. Making some candles here with the wax.
Nothing about her being
a sex therapist.
A sex therapist at all. How she likes goats,
Or
how she likes all kinds of things. I gotta go to my Indie data bank. It's been a minute since we've really thought.
She loves gold.
Indie. She loves gold.
I love gold. Gold's my favorite color. I love horses. I love the ocean. I don't mind playing with Poochie. I may do the same to her in the future.
Yeah. So that's I do kind of miss Indy on the show.
My favorite one of those, Dave, is the Poochie one. I don't mind playing with Poochie.
Yeah, I don't mind playing with Poochie.
I don't mind playing with Poochie. I don't know if that's his thing, but I would never judge him. It's fun, and you guys really should have.
You really should. Yeah, I don't even know what you're saying, Andy, but it's all good. It's cool.
Oh my gosh!
All right, that's same. Oh no, it's not the exact same background, but some of these comics have generic cityscape backgrounds. Anyway, she's the Sprainiac, Jasmine. Muffins beware. This was funny. This made me laugh. Compared to Alyssa's, which is just her at a mall, right? This actually has something about Jasmine.
Yeah,
which I liked.
That happened.
We got Joseph kicking ass in his cardio. Just his whole thing is he's in shape, guys. It's his whole thing.
AKA the mall. It's basically the male version of the mall that Alyssa got.
Yeah. You don't get this eating pie, he says. We got Rep Kyle. Crime's about to suffer reptile dysfunction. I didn't pick up on that in the episode. Oh man, they threw because famously Kyle is only able to last for 10 seconds with Miss Alyssa.
Well, that's not ED technically.
No.
It is a pun. It's a pun on erectile dysfunction.
And the Rep Kyle,
but he didn't have ED.
No, but it's just kind of.
But it's still funny enough. Everyone was like, "Would Alyssa know?"
Sam thinks the Brazilian waxer sounded racist. How? What? Explain that to me, Sam.
It's just because she's Brazilian. That's all. And
that's not a race.
Yeah. Well,
it's not. It's a country.
True. All right. But I can see okay, Sam, just no. Okay. Yeah. It's just because Brazilian wax and that's all. It's all right. It's not the Brazilian muggers or something like that, or the negative things that Brazil is known for. Brazilian wax is appreciated and loved.
You're talking about stereotypes?
No, he's talking about stereotypes and assuming that a stereotype is racist, right? Although that being said, if it was the Terrence eats watermelon and drinks grape soda. They might
That's
have
racist.
some conversation.
I agree that would be
There's some
racist. Yes.
negative connotations associated with that. There isn't anything really negative known for waxing, right?
Or being Brazilian.
Well, the waxing part is the main thing. Anyways, copycat.
They invented it. I don't even understand what we're talking about. All right, so it's all good. Let's move on to Michael, the copycat. His army has 9 lives. Too bad you don't. Him with the cats. Sure, you know
he's gonna have it on his wall.
The Count of Monte Twisto. No fists, just old twists. I don't know. Like they had Team America here, guys. We had like. We got Derek and Derek and Frankie Grande, and Joey wasn't in Team America back in season 16. Was she?
They couldn't think of anything. They honestly couldn't think of anything.
And who are these two? This is Dan and.
That is so true. Like Jameel's right. Like
Brittany?
what were they gonna do for Monty? He is such. They even Zingbot. Do you have a Zing? It's basically you're the most boring blob person. Why do we have to? You give us nothing on the show, and you're boring as shit. That's literally what the producers think about it.
Oh boy!
I hear you're good at impressions. In fact, I've been working on my Monty impression. Are you ready?
I'm Monty, and I'm so boring.
I would say
like that, Dave. That's the show telling you you're boring.
You're literally boring. Like
Monty has not necessarily been much of a character, I would say, on this show. But he has more charisma than like some people who are otherwise boring.
But he doesn't use it. Like you can have charisma, but you gotta use it. Like he doesn't really use it properly in the DR. I don't find.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
right. They referenced America's player. Who's that? Was that guy's name? The guy who was
Stein.
Eric
Stein.
Eric Stein,
who had his game totally totaled by being America's player.
Yeah, and the BB hacker. We had to bring that back in here.
Lord.
Anyway, he was like no powers. He was not happy he didn't have powers in his comic book.
Of course he would.
We had Nicole as the short order crook. Not I don't know. Her food is killer, and apparently some of the food she made while she was in the house was not well liked. Brittany did make a comment about this in the episode.
I'm surprised they didn't mention that she was 41 years old. It's something she referred to constantly.
41 specifically. There's Poochie. He's the pooch. Crime's about to get boned. That's right.
Lord.
We got Taylor. It's the Taylor ship. She's one bite and she's ready to fight. DJ Showtime. His beats are super chill.
Ooh.
And then
he did not like this at all.
Turner?
Turner did not like this at all.
Rug of War. He's toughed as nails, and he's got all these. I think this is actually. I think it's funny that it is. And they say he only showers every other day.
Yeah. Why is there a body? Like, and what's he doing?
He's somehow muscular and skinny at the same time. I can't quite figure it out.
Why is he upholstering a man?
Well, and it looks like he's doing this. He's like a villain, right? Like this seems like unless these are meant to be bad guys.
Rambo.
He's Rambo. Okay.
Yeah.
But he puts them into rugs and then he hangs them up on the clothesline. And then what?
This is pretty sadistic.
He vacuums them.
Yeah.
The show looks at him as a crazy person.
Maybe.
That's what I get from it.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I think those are all the comics. Did I miss any? I didn't. Those are all the ones I downloaded at least. So I think that covers it.
It's so like a couple of them are interesting. The rest are just boring. Dribble.
And that's what I feel like it is every season. You know, like it's different takes on this.
You get a couple of good ones, but
I thought that Brittany was like, I did laugh on her like testimonial here, where she was just like, do you know what's not fun?
Falling to the earth like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, like she just had she was funny. That's just watching her kind of fall over and over again. And there was also like these they were giving us like in the diary room, like they would turn into their characters, guys. You know, briefly, right?
Yeah.
Where we go? Oh yeah, this was Michael.
They went easy on Michael. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of cats. He's happy with that. Monty,
boring. Look at that.
Oh yeah, like Terrence loved this. He loved his.
He's
so
gonna
much.
be using that for all of his branding for shows.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be his YouTube logo.
I'm now DJ Snowtime. I think that's all. Oh, okay. Let's just talk about the times that they all put up in this competition. With Michael 9:06. Who's the next closest? Taylor 12:13, but that's still like 3 minutes difference, right? So 3 minutes and change. Blows them out, guys, and we, you know, Michael has broken this record. I don't know. Can he even be stopped?
Look how
Dana was right when he put him on the block the first week. He knew.
Look how bad Terrence is, dude. Seriously?
Okay. Oh, Terrence. Like I thought that like I was expecting Brittany and Terrence's times to be close based on what I was seeing in the episode, but no, like she was on par with. She was better than Monty.
She's better than Monty.
And Alyssa. She beat both of them. She's third. Right? Like so. You know,
the top three are literally the three of them. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, like it was something. It was, you know, just to see them all like have to clap for Michael again, you know.
They hated it. It was awesome.
How could you like it, right? He's already he's broken the record and everything here, you know.
I broke the record for the single most veto competition wins in a single summer.
He did it.
Yep. Although one more HOH and he ties the U.S. record for HOH wins. Would you know?
Yeah, but if you like, okay, what I keep trying to, Jaemeel, I don't think I'm very smart because I can't figure out Brittany. Okay, can you please explain Brittany to me? Because she wants to keep Michael in the game, but she has this conversation here with Turner, which I get is a bit of like fishing for information and not necessarily everything she's saying here is sincere, but. You know, she's asking him, who do you think you can beat in the end? You know, and she says, I feel like my game's tied to Michael, which Turner says yes. And that's, you know, how do you get over that? And Turner says, we're all playing for second, right? Not a single person could beat Michael in this house. She talks about how much she likes Michael, and she owes him. But she also says, well, I don't know if I can't remember who says this. Is it Terrence or is it Turner or Brittany that says, if we don't stop the train, there's no options? I think it's Brittany who says it. And then, but so I guess what I'm struggling with Brittany is like, why doesn't she want to try to cut Michael? Or like, is she happy with second place? Because that's kind of the conversation that Turner then goes on to have later on. When it's interesting, like Turner and Brittany have this conversation and they both go to Michael and both give various information from that conversation to Michael as well. And I guess like the only thing I'm trying to figure out is like, are you guys just afraid he'll win? Afraid he'll target you next? You're just trying to hold on to the
Michael
game. Well, Brittany, I'm talking about Brittany more specifically. Like,
from Brittany's perspective, if let's say she gets out Michael, then she becomes the biggest target and is going to be quickly eliminated. She doesn't have the ability.
I don't think she becomes the biggest target.
If she eliminates Michael, that's like
well, if she's the one to like do it on her HOH, but that's different than agreeing that we have to take him out at some point.
At the same time, if Michael's gone, she's positioning herself in a way where she is the Critics' Choice to be your number 2, right?
Yeah.
She's putting it forth there. She doesn't think she can win. She's just happy being second place. She'll tell people she'll cut Michael if she gets a chance to at
But
like
she doesn't mean
4, right? Does she mean it? She could change her mind, right? You can, like, people were thinking that Steve was going to be kissing Vanessa's butt all day long, and then he was able to get her out, and that kind of sealed up that win at the end. Could she do the exact same thing? But she also has to get there too. If her and Michael are on the block and Michael comes down, they're probably going to try and get her out, unless she positions herself as this too good to be true. We need to keep her there, because if I can somehow get Michael out and I have her next to me, I'm guaranteed to win. Or if someone gets Michael out and they get eliminated and the chips fall where I'm sitting beside Brittany,
she inherits that sort of legacy, you think, in some ways. If Michael and
she is currently, the way that she's enticed people throughout the house, and this is a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler. She has done a great job, and a lot of people are looking at her like maybe we should, like Brittany would be the perfect person for me to stand beside, right? At the end, more so than Alyssa, because Alyssa is not really having those conversations with people. Brittany constantly is. Brittany's going from person to person, and Michael's like, "What are you doing?" But at the same time, Brittany is, having these conversations and making people think about this. And this has led to a couple of situations that and how the house is going to be set up for tomorrow's episode.
Right. Like, I guess what I'm always trying to kind of figure out, like, how much does a player understand the game? Like, what's their game intelligence? I think Michael is kind of like, I would say his is very high, not just in the ability to play competitions, but in his read of the game and I guess making the smart move. I don't think he's made any mistakes necessarily.
The Kyle thing is a mistake.
The Kyle thing's a mistake. Okay, with that exception, but otherwise he's played a very safe, solid, strategically sound game. I'd say outside of maybe that one move. Right?
So Dave, let me ask you this one question: if he didn't have all these comp wins, would he still be in this game?
Well, do you think he would have
probably?
I don't think he would.
Why?
Because his comp wins gave him power, right? He didn't have power due to how he worked with other people or how he influenced other people, right?
Yeah,
he was the last person brought into the leftovers, right? The very last person to win on
No, Taylor was the last person brought into the leftovers.
It was those three.
Yeah. Right.
So it was the pound, and then it was them three.
Yeah, right. But
right.
I don't mean to overhype Michael. I know you're always trying to come on down, Dave. Come on down. He's not that good.
I think your hype is absolutely warranted, but at the same time, I think we are glossing over a mediocre, social game because his actual comp game is just out of this world.
Yep. Right. No, it's true. And he's actually very awkward socially, and you can see it in a lot of the interactions.
Yeah, he always very far apart and definitely a little bit closed off. I think with Michael, I guess if he didn't have all these comp wins, maybe not. But on the other hand, it doesn't even seem to matter how many comp wins or how many competitions you actually win. What seems to be the currency often in Big Brother is your just potential to win, right? Like Alyssa has no currency because no one believes she'll win. Right, Terrence, until he won, had no currency, and
Alyssa has one vote. Alyssa has one vote she's getting.
Yeah, Monty has done incredibly well in this game, considering he's done nothing. He's achieved nothing.
But wait, you don't think Terrence can get votes? I think Terrence can get votes. Yeah, if he gets to the end.
But he can't. He's not enough to win. He can't win. He can't win unless he's sitting next to Alyssa.
Well, I'm talking about votes. I think he would get like 2 or 3 votes.
No. Terrence?
Yeah.
Who would vote for Terrence?
Probably Turner would probably. Kyle might.
Not over Michael or somebody like that.
Well, you're talking about Michael. I'm talking about if he's standing beside Alyssa, if he's standing beside Taylor, maybe Brittany, maybe. He could probably get a couple of.
No,
I think so. I think he could.
I can't endorse that.
He's done more than Alyssa. How much power did Brittany actually wield?
Well, he might deserve some votes. I think that's different from what I think people will do. Like, I just don't think that Terrence has any like. I just don't think they respect Terrence. Ultimately, in this house,
I don't think they respect a lot of people in this game. They don't respect each other, really.
Well, they have to, but at the end of the day, somebody's got to win, right? So, and I think that I don't know, like,
how is Alyssa beating Terrence when they have to talk about their games? During the jury segment.
They won't be sitting next to each other at the end because one's getting voted out tomorrow night. So that's not even going to matter. But ultimately, like, I just don't think I think the people who could. I don't think that Terrence can win. Maybe he can get a couple votes. Maybe Alyssa, I think, is not going to win under any circumstances after the game she played. And so, but the others, I think, all have potential. Like, I think Michael, of course, if you put Michael next to any of the others, Michael and Taylor, Michael and Brittany, Michael and Monty, or Michael and Turner, I think Michael beats them all. Like, I think the closest one is maybe Turner, but even then, or Taylor potentially. But like, I just can't imagine that they won't give Michael the win. Like, he would have to do something between now and then, like spectacularly dumb, or they would have to really turn on him. I don't think that Terrence is going to go into that jury house and turn everyone against Michael like he threatened to.
He's amazing. He's done such a great job throughout this season with how he's convinced people to move exactly how he wants them to. He's puppeteered them. Of course, Puppet Master Terrence is definitely going to be able to, get people to change their minds and hearts in the jury. Like,
oh yeah, well, he's got ice in his veins.
I got ice in my veins.
He can get it done.
DJ Snow Time is.
Oh Lord, he's going to step up. Anyway, so I don't know. Like, I was just like kind of like just watching all this play out with Brittany and Michael in the end of the episode, and just going like, you guys are all just scraps. You're just fighting for scraps at Michael's table right now because he's running everything. And I'm really curious about this double eviction. But if he can't play the HOH. So Brittany has to win the HOH, she says. I basically have to win the HOH now, and to keep Michael safe, right? Because you're saying that she doesn't think she can win. She's just happy getting second place, $75,000.
She wants to keep Michael at the very least to 3 or to 3 to 4, 4-3. Yeah.
Okay, and fair enough. Whatever. So, but maybe Brittany will win tomorrow night. But if she doesn't, let's say it's at the rest, and Michael is nominated. Is there any chance Michael's not winning this veto in this double eviction?
It depends. It depends on what type of veto it is. He was hoping that BB Comics was going to be tomorrow's next week's veto.
What veto did Michael lose this season that he played in? Can we find that out?
The hold and fold.
Which hold and fold? Which he threw.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only example, right?
He has like a 66% win rate overall.
It's impressive, right? So there's only a 30% chance he doesn't win that veto tomorrow night in that double eviction.
Everyone's playing in the veto.
Whatever. He doesn't care. He beat them all. He got 9 minutes tonight in this competition.
Monty's complaining because he's like, I need a competition with balls. If there's a ball I can beat, I can beat him. It's like, dude, no.
There's no competition. You're beating Michael at. No, Turner's the only one who I think is got the most rounded athletic skills, if you want to call that comp skills, to necessarily challenge Michael. But I still think it's a long shot. Jeff, do you have any sense on this? Like, do you think Michael is just like this? Is just he's gotten lucky, he's had it fortunate, or is he just a force to be reckoned with?
He's a force to be reckoned with.
Until he
Hard.
isn't.
Until he isn't.
Well, that's the thing. Every kind of competition right now is nostalgic, and he's just crushing them.
Because he knows exactly what they are.
Yeah, and he's also smart and he's athletic and he can just beat them at the and so for like Monty and Turner, like they're actually pretty good, but they're not on his level.
Yeah.
So
right.
it's hard.
They're minor. They're double A or single A. Like Michael is triple A, major leagues.
Yeah, he's a pro.
He's a pro. We get the veto meeting. Ultimately, Michael doesn't use the veto, and we go into this vote tomorrow night as we head into this double eviction. Anything else before we get to spoilers, guys? No, not really.
Nothing.
All right. Well, on that note, let's talk spoilers. What can we find out about this vote? Only 4 people voting, as we mentioned. Well, I guess Michael would vote if there's a tie. Let's get into it, guys, and talk about what's coming up next.
Jeff is great.
Got the reactions.
Okay. Brittany's going crazy, talking to everyone. Michael
Brittany?
is.
It's me.
Is that Brittany? No, different Brittany.
She's going into that mode where she's talking to everyone. Jeez, stop it. She's talking to everyone, and Michael is like, "What are you doing?" But she is putting in a lot of work, and she's kind of moved the pieces on the chessboard to the point where her and Alyssa have built upon their relationship, and right now she worked out a deal with Brittany, with Alyssa, to like kind of get the girls together to go with Michael for Final Four, and for the girls to turn on the guys, and maybe even possibly
that would only
earlier
targeting Monty and Turner, basically.
Right? But at the same time, Brittany went and told this to Michael that she did this. And then Turner has found out, and Turner is tried to convince Monty and also Michael to team up against the girls, saying that if you can beat him, join him, and they would vow not to put Michael up on the block, right? So that they just trade wins so that they can get rid of the women and then fight it out at the end for Final 3, which makes no sense because technically, like, Michael is HOH this week. The first proving of this alliance or this possible agreement among these 3 would be when Michael could technically be vulnerable. So if they take him out, that's great. They lie, they turn their thing. But if for whatever reason they decide not to take him out and actually to stay true to this proposed alliance, they are the dumbest people ever.
So, okay, just so I understand you're saying that Turner is basically proposing an alliance to Michael and Monty.
Yes.
To kind of work together till the end, till Final 3, and just take out like the weaker players, if you will.
Yes, just trade victories. Why cannibalize each other?
Well, because there can only be one winner.
There can only be one.
There can only be one, as as they would say.
Yes.
Big blue cow.
Which is still good.
Grab a seat and some popcorn with your friends.
In the meantime, Monty and Terrence have been talking, and their favorite subject, especially post Kyle, is Taylor, and how of a mediocre person Taylor is, and how she is damaged goods because practically she has not teamed up with them or shared the same amount of care to Brittany and Michael as they have. Taylor has not teamed up with them. of course, Monty has never been interested in teaming up with Taylor. Terrence has never actually tried to team up with Taylor, and constantly have dogged her from like the word jump. Um, and the two of them spent a lot of time, talking about women, right? Which was a wonderful offshoot, a follow up to Kyle talking about race and his assumptions about race, and now you have the two black gentlemen, knee deep in misogyny. It was a fantastic time for all involved. They're dumb. They're just straight up dumb.
They're just being dumb. Yeah, like my assessment of all that is that like they just feel guilty that Taylor's a good person and that they might have to be mean to her. Like I feel like this happens in Big Brother a lot, where you just you contrive like reasons you need to. This person needs to be out of your way to get to your 750,000, and it's an insecurity, I think, because I don't think it's warranted. Like anything they were saying there about Taylor.
I'm just saying, like, folks, you don't need to do that. The only motivating factor for you to get someone out is because I want money. I'm on a game show to win money, and this person's an obstacle in my way. I don't like. No reasons are inconsequential, right?
Well, I guess like the reasons, I feel like it's just talk a lot of these players throughout there just to see what will stick, what might resonate with another house guest, in the hopes that that's going to get them to work together or get put them one step closer. But you're right, they should just be more transparent about it instead of trying to be like, I'm on this moral crusade to show America what's right and wrong, or
we're the good people. We need to get the bad people out of the house.
Yeah, like we obviously we're the protagonists, and Taylor would be an antagonist because that's a threat to my eventual win. Potentially, that's just a theory. That's just what I'm throwing out there. But
I don't
know.
Like,
unless it's just like, why else would they have, unless they're just misogynistic, but why Taylor?
I think Terrence is just a piece of garbage and hasn't proved anything otherwise, especially after coming. So the show is going out of its way to present Brittany and Michael in a negative light. The whole recap. What was the takeaway from the recap of last week? What happened last week with Kyle? He was just put up on the block and unanimously voted out. No reasons whatsoever.
Oh yeah, right? Grodner and Mia, the producers of this show, they do not want negative press on this show. They do not want a headline being house guests are racist, house guests are this and blank. But that seems to be every season. We're gonna find out who are the bad people and what are they, and because like, all due respect to the live feeders, like there's like this kind of weird obsession out there with like, well, we have to figure out who are the pieces of garbage and who are like the noble, awesome people we're gonna put up on like a pedestal. And I feel like it's all a little bit over the top,
Look,
which is Taylor. Like I don't
like Taylor, but at the same time, like I'm not announcing her queen of everything like people do on Twitter, where they're just like, she's probably selling some toe water and she has a bunch of people that are probably buying it. Like, it just seems so ridiculous how over the top they are in terms of,
I think she's generally a good person, and I think that like there might be some negative aspects to Terrence, for sure, but we're all good and bad. We're all people. I don't know, like I don't but like just like this obsession with the lie, who is the most morally worthy of winning, right? We don't want to see like a villain win, right? So we have to like put all house guests into categories of heroes and villains, kind of like in comic books, right? I don't know. I just find maybe, but on the other hand, the show goes out of its way to like polish these personas that we get of these different people, right? Like, and so Michael and Brittany specifically, why are they getting this negative recap, or why, because they exposed Kyle, that didn't have to be on the show. And I think that if you're the producers of Big Brother, you're thinking like, who cares? The live feed community is a very small percentage of the audience compared to the people who watch the show. Just watch this through the 3 episodes a week, and that's all they know, and that's all they want to know, you know. And so, like, I guess, like, the producers, are they giving us a false version of things? I guess, yeah, they are in a lot of cases, right?
But they're also doing it on the feed, so like, you'll like a perfect example. Taylor's talking to the camera, talking about her life, doing shout outs and everything, and then she's like, you know, thanks for everyone who supported me, you know, blah blah blah. People talking like people mention Michael and Brittany and the negativity about why they did they mention things at such a late time, and then someone will mention Kyle, feeds cut. No mention, cut, right? And then they'll come back, right? So it's like you can hear all the negative stuff about Michael and Brittany, but Kyle stuff, no, we're not gonna entertain it, even on the live feeds, right? Which makes no sense to me at this.
No, it doesn't make it. I don't agree with that either. Like, on the other hand, like, I don't know, like, well, you see this in Big Brother Canada as well. Like, the producers are very guarded. And I guess they want us to love these house guests, right? Like, all 16 of them. Like, I think they're okay with a villains in some senses, but not like on something like racism or like that being like sort of the thing about them that would make
like. You would hope that the villain turns it around, that people cheer for the villain, like Kevin during Big Brother Canada, right?
Like, if you go back
like you played like a noble game, right?
If you go back to like Aaron Grease and in Big Brother 15, right? Like, was that the fact that they showed like the racism against Helen and against Candace on the show, do you think that was because of the outcry from the live feed community at the time, or do you think that was something that the show decided to put on?
It was the live feeds, plus it was picked up on like TMZ and other things, so they had to address it. But it wasn't just Aaron; it was Gina Marie. It was a whole bunch of people on that show.
The other girl, who I can't remember her name, but the
who got voted out earlier that no one cared about.
Yeah, I don't think she made. Huh?
Jesse.
Jesse?
I think it was Jesse.
Yeah,
it could be Jesse.
That's right.
Amanda was.
I remember that season well.
Oh yeah, like Aaron was like the ringleader, I would say, of the group. But like it was a whole Mean Girls troupe.
I feel like this season is to me the most comparable to season 15. Like, look, Michael's not all that different from like an Andy Herron.
And Andy Herron, yeah. And you got
Andy
Turner,
Herron said a whole bunch of stuff too. Turner's McRae.
Yeah.
Turner's McRae, but who's Amanda Zuckerman? We don't have an Amanda Zuckerman.
Alyssa is Amanda Zuckerman.
The closest thing.
Amanda did
more.
No,
Brittany. No, Brittany's Alyssa.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, no, Brittany is Amanda. Sorry.
Brittany reminds me more of Helen in a lot of ways too, though.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, there are definitely some similarities, I think.
It's Taylor Amanda.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And who would be Spencer?
Who's Howie? Who's Howie?
Howie. I think Kyle is Howie.
Joseph. Joseph is Howie.
Joseph's Howie. Yeah, Joseph's
just totally clueless and just try to be a knight in shining armor.
And I think Monty is Spencer. I think Monty is closer to the Spencer archetype. Just sort of being boring and kind of safe, right? With the
you should be on the block every week.
Yeah, except for that part.
Terrence has been more the Spencer this season, but yeah.
Yeah, interesting though. Yeah, and I just think that like I don't know. I feel like in Big Brother there needs to be this reckoning around how the audience is going to view these people, how the show wants them to present, and how they're going to guard and not guard. The whole idea is that we're going to watch these people live in a house for 3 months. Then just leave it all out there, you know. Like I feel like trying to edit it and trying to protect things is kind of stupid on the end of the producers, and like them punishing Michael and Brittany specifically in the edit, I don't think is necessarily a good thing.
Like,
either, you know?
Keep in mind, folks, I'm not trying to say that they're not. They shouldn't receive criticism. The criticism is worth it, but it seems like they're like, "Ooh, we got past this Kyle situation."
Yeah, let's just leave that in the past, right? Like we did it.
Nothing happened.
It happened, but then he apologized and he grew as a person, and it was a wonderful, beautiful awakening for him. Isn't that nice? You know,
Watch him do his guest spot on Blackish next season.
yeah.
It just
Vigo.
seems so-
And you will be the mother of the
It's
of the
Vigo.
ruler of the world. Doesn't that sound nice?
Doesn't that sound nice?
No, it sounds horrible. All right.
Oh, so great.
Well, anything else spoiler-wise? Okay, I'm interested to see if
No,
that
there-
makes the show.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Like,
Okay,
come on.
really?
Like, I'm 1 day behind in terms of spoilers, and so far Terrence is going home, but it doesn't even matter. We need to see what happens to that double eviction. That's what everyone cares about.
I want Michael out of this
Okay.
double so bad because it's going to make it the most interesting for the home stretch. I think of like now who wins? You know, if Michael's out
you
of
know
the
what?
picture.
If Turner and Monty were gone too, I think that also is interesting because I don't think it's the clear shot that Michael expects it to be, because whatever it, like, everyone's going to be gunning for him, and if there's no one else, it's going to be like what Alyssa's going to put up Taylor and Brittany. No, Alyssa's going to, if the football falls into her hands, she's taking a shot at Michael.
Yeah, she has to. Michael just put her up,
She has to.
right?
Right?
Like,
I just
why
feel
would-
I just feel like if there's more people there, people think that, oh, it's a possibility I could, if I can't get Michael. No, it has to be Michael, right? Let's
let's say Michael. So it's not Michael or Brittany that wins tomorrow night in the HOH. So they can target Michael, right? But Michael pulls himself down in the veto. Who is the next best option for most of the house? Is it Brittany?
it would be Alyssa and Brittany. No, sorry, it would be Brittany and Taylor. With Taylor going home.
Interesting. Okay. Because, and why do you think? Why Taylor?
Because Brittany is everyone's number 2.
Mary feels like the target is shifting again.
Well,
All right.
because of the all girls alliance thing, but I don't believe it. I don't. They're gonna vote out Terrence. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah. Just on the stand, they won't have to live with Terrence anymore. It will be amazing for them. All right. Well, let's see if
Tomorrow.
if Alyssa gets voted out tomorrow night, Sam will be devastated. You already had a comment to us here earlier, guys. He's like, guys, do not diss Alyssa. That you be disrespecting her. My Alyssa.
I hope she does a Canadian tour. She goes to the East Coast, and you get to meet her. Sam's Kyle.
And she'd be much better off with you, Sam, than with Kyle. So
Yeah, she would. Actually, it would be a massive step up.
Yeah, just say you'll take her off the block.
It's like the hottest thing ever when someone takes you off the block.
Anyway,
Lord.
any new comments? Oh, here's a new one from Mary. Turner said that he's targeted Taylor and Monty, and specifically, or no, Turner is targeting Taylor. Monty is targeting Alyssa. All right,
Women.
let's see. You should all be targeting
all
Michael,
male.
for the record.
It's so dumb.
It's so
It's so
dumb. So dumb.
If Michael
is
is available, everyone's taking that shot, with the exception of Brittany.
Right, but you make these deals in case he does go on
And
this
Taylor
streak.
maybe.
And
Taylor maybe.
yeah, and if you are all just playing for second place, that's still $75,000. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Once
it's-
tax hits, it's barely. It's like 20 something.
well, it's better than zero, for sure. And so it's like, I don't know, like if
Alyssa already has 25,000, doesn't she?
from what
No, she won the trip. She took the trip.
she won the trip to London. No, but didn't that end up with
Yes.
Jasmine?
Didn't
give
Jasmine
it in
take the
end?
money?
No, I think Jasmine ended up with the trip, and Alyssa ended up with the
Alyssa
money,
got the
maybe?
money. Yeah.
So she has the money there, you know. She's going. Do I have Jasmine going to England? Oh man,
London.
back to. I don't know anything about London. Oh man, it's not jumping out at me in her clips, but
You're about to get
Well-
served up a big old plate of blindside butter beans.
that's not it. But
Anyways,
I wish
Super
these
Mader
were chicken
Brothers.
drumsticks.
Everything's food.
Everything with
Everything.
Jasmine is food.
I want 2 muffins, so I'm gonna put them bad boys in a bag and save them for later. Milk her like a dairy cow and bring all that information back to us.
Who ate my muffin?
You said what?
Who ate my muffin?
What a different point.
Super Mader Brothers.
Yeah, Super Mader Brothers.
Super Mader Brothers.
Okay, let's wrap up, guys. We're at an hour.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's because it's a gentleman agreement. I know. Okay, we're wrapping up, guys. We'll be back tomorrow night for double eviction. I guess we'll be on around 10:30 or so, right? No, is it? It's only an hour, right? The episode.
I think so.
No, it's 2 hours.
Is it?
Wow.
It's 2 hours.
You're sure? You're certain of this?
Look,
crap.
let's look at the CBS programming. I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours.
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. Big Brother goes from 9 to 11. Okay, we'll be on at 11:30. Or no, forget. I'm not pulling any sounds. No sounds. We're going on at 11. Oh, 2. Okay, so like, come on, 2 hours. All right, here we go.
Hour and a half, dude. And it's gonna recap nothing.
Like Jury House. This is to fit the Jury House in. This is the only thing I can think.
They
All
could
right,
have fit
so
the Jury House in this episode.
Yeah, no, we needed Turner being bisexual around the pool table. That was the most important thing to fit in this episode.
Dave, representation matters.
Fine, but like, we got a lot going on, guys. 2 hours, fine, but it's all right. It's all good.
Hour and a half. It could have been an hour and a half. I bet it
Could have been 90 minutes. All right, let's get out of here, guys. It's gonna be a long night tomorrow
Super
night.
Mader Brothers Sunday,
Super Mader.
Wednesday, Thursdays. Usually a half an hour after Big Brother. Live Long and Podcast. We do it on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes on Saturdays. Mondays, Enterprise at 8. Tuesdays, D Space 9 at 9ish. Thursday, we have Lower Decks, whatever new episode of Star Trek that's preparing. Saturdays, occasionally we do radio theater. One is coming up. Dave will give you details when he is ready. There's also Trivial Debates is usually on the last Sunday of the month. One's coming up right now. You see it on
September
the screen.
18th, not the last Sunday. It's coming up next Sunday.
Next Sunday, you have Davin, and you got Chris Seymour, and you got Eamon Mader, and the Mott Man is being our contestants, where they talk about music, history, TV, movies, and the wild card question. So check that out. Also, we have podcasts for friends of the podcast. Eamon Mader, there, he has one as his alternate nomenclature, Sam Jerka, on Let's Talk About Fighting Games, where they talk about fighting games.
The newly employed Sam Jerka, also known as Eamon Mader.
Well, congratulations.
Now working at Eastside Mario's.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
what a boom, bada bing.
Yeah. Then you have...
It's actually hey, bada boom, bada bing.
Hey, bada boom, bada bing.
I don't speak fluent Italian, sorry.
Yeah. Italian. You have Devin's.
It's not
Devin
Italian. It's New Jersey.
Devin has his own podcast, including Locutors of Trek, right, and also X-Rated is X-Men the Animated Series podcast, and then you have friend of the show, Michael Chan, who with Alex Blackburn does the Hellbound podcast. So check that out. So that's it. That's all. Jeffy,
that's it. That's all. Say good night, and we will see you tomorrow at around 11 o'clock because no sounds. You're not getting any sound clips tomorrow night. No time. It's too late of a night. All right. And on that note, we will see you guys next time. All right.
Bet you he has sounds. I bet you do.
Nah, I won't have any. All right.
You'll have sounds.
We'll be on till 1 a.m. Okay. But this is the one sound we'll go out on tonight.
This entire season, I've just been eating my chips and taking out my enemies one